Hello to everybody. I don't speak Italian, I'm sorry, so I will speak English. Not Hungarian, at least. I'm very happy to be here in Verona today, in the beautiful city of love, in the city of Rome and Juliet. I think the best place to organize this year's World Congress of Families. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to come here, even if it was not easy to reach this building today. I come from Budapest, from Hungary. I represent the government and the governing party of Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, a leader that not only speaks about family values, but also acts in favor of families. I know how much tension the World Congress of Families raised here in Italy. I see the newspapers, I see the media, I see that so many people got angry because of this conference. Don't be angry. We are happy to be here all. And I think and I see that the so-called liberal media cannot accept, not only the media, but liberal people, left liberal people, cannot accept that somebody doesn't think the same way as they do. Now, liberals are the people who don't accept if you don't think exactly the same way than they do. I am conservative. I am conservative, so I trust the other one. I am conservative, so I think that everybody has the right to think whatever. I am conservative, so I think that we have the right to speak out for what we take for important, what we take for true. And I also give the others the right to do so. So let's be conservatives and let's respect the other one by letting him or her say whatever he or she wants to. We are living in the times of fake news, of lies. Just let me tell you a story. Just today, at a Hungarian website, they wrote a long article about my speech. They said that I said this, I said that, and they didn't like it. I mean, you didn't like it. So they even wrote this article saying that what I said wasn't even popular in this room. And so there was this long article about what I said when I even didn't have my speech yet. That's the world we are living in. Maybe they published this article some hours before they wanted to. It was a little bit too early because I didn't even step on the stage. I didn't even enter the building at that moment. But we are fine. We got used to this. And we have to stay brave. If we get feared, if we lose our braveness as political leaders, then we will lose ourselves. So I think we should not do that, and we should keep speaking up for our values. I am a Minister of State for Family and Youth in Hungary. I have been doing this job for 5 years now. I am also Vice President of our party, Fidesz. But above all, I am a mother. I am a mother of 3 children. And I am not parent 1, nor parent 2. I am the mother of my children. I am even a working mother, a quite much working mother. I have my political, professional career. I am a member of the parliament, but it is much more important that I am the daughter of my mother and my father, the sister of my brother, the wife of my husband, and the mother of our 3 children. I have never been a feminist. Sorry to say that, but it's true. And I just see that we are women just fighting for our rights all the time. And while fighting for our rights, we give up our privileges. Because we have rights, but we also have privileges. We women have the privilege to bear a child. We have the privilege to deliver a child. We have the privilege to breastfeed a child. Let's never give up on these privileges. I come from Hungary. I represent the Hungarian government. And Hungary is a family-friendly country. We have a new constitution since 2011. And imagine that in 2011, just 8 years ago, we put in our constitution that marriage is the union of one man and one woman. That family is based on marriage and the relationship between parents and children. And we also put in our constitution that life should be protected, and life begins with conception. Hungarian people love children. So do Italian people. Italian people also love children. Young Hungarians and young Italians want to have a family. Young Hungarians and young Italians want to get married and want to have children. But what happens? In Italy, the number of marriages dropped by 12% in the last years. The number of divorces, it raised by almost 70% in the last years. And the so-called fertility rate, it also dropped by 10%. So I think that actually, for a long while, Italian politicians, leaders, just left the Italian people. They abandoned the Italian people. They didn't help the Italian young people to have a family, to have children, and to raise children. So that is why I think Italy needs its new leaders, needs a wind of change, needs a government that is in favor of protecting and helping families. I see just your Minister for Family being arrived. Hello, Mr. Fontana. So you need those leaders who are brave enough to stand up for the family values, to support families, and to find the ways how to help young Italians to be able to fulfill their dreams, to have families, even large families, if they wish so. Europe is a continent of empty cradles. There is not a single European country now where enough children are being born. There is not a single European country where at least 2 children are born in one family. So that means that we are giving up on ourselves. We have a demographic decline in many European countries. And on the other hand, we are facing a mass migration towards Europe. Tens of millions of people are coming for a better life to Europe. And what do? We don't even raise the question. We just give bad answers. We don't even raise the most important question. Why don't European young people have children? Why did they give this up? How can we help our young Europeans? How can we help the young Hungarians and the young Italians, the young Europeans to be able to have children? Instead, what do? We import people from the outside. We just support mass migration as the continent, as Europe, instead of helping our own people to be able to have children, to be able to have families. In Hungary, we have a family-friendly policy. We have a family-friendly tax system. That means that the more children you have, the less tax you pay. For example, in Hungary, we just started a new program. If you are a young couple and you get married, you can have 35,000 euros as a credit with no interest rate. You start to pay it back, but if the first child comes, then you don't have to pay for 3 years. When the second child comes, again you don't have to pay for 3 years, and we just decrease the credit by 30%. If the third child comes, you don't have to pay back anything anymore. So that means that a young Hungarian married couple gets 35,000 euros, which they can use for whatever they want. Because we are conservatives, we let people to decide on their lives ourselves. We don't tell them what to do with their money. We don't tell them how to spend this money. They can do with this money whatever they want. Plus, they can get 35,000 euros non-reimbursable, so they don't have to pay it back ever if they buy or build a new house or a new flat. So that they have a flat or a house to have children. If they want to have 3 children in the future, they get 35,000 euros non-reimbursable plus the other 35,000 euros. So with 70,000 euros, believe me, in Hungary, you can already start your life with your husband or your wife. So for a young married couple, that's already a sure start. Very importantly, in Hungary, all the family subsidies are already eligible. I mean, the parents are already eligible when the mother is after the first trimester. So after the first trimester, they will get these subsidies because we also acknowledge the newborn, not only the newborn, but also the unborn child. And from the 1st of January next year, even grandparents can stay at home with the grandchildren. If the mother and the father works, then the grandma or the grandpa can stay at home with the grandchildren. I was lucky enough in my life, and I always thank God for this, that each and every day I could meet all 4 of my grandparents. I would never give this for anything. And we should give this possibility for the children of today as well. So we let grandparents to be at home with the children, the grandchildren from the 1st of January. And the last new incentive I would like to mention to you is that from the 1st of January next year, mothers who gave birth to 4 children or also adopted 4 children and raised 4 children don't have to pay any personal income taxes ever in their lives. I think many of you have 4 children, so welcome to Hungary. You are all welcome. So what we see now in Europe, that Europe is committing a slow suicide. Because Europe is giving up on its Christian culture and is giving up on supporting young people to have families. We don't just let it happen. We won't let Europe to commit suicide. We Hungarians and Italians, we won't let it happen. We'll have more and more friends who also agree with us on this issue, and so we won't let Europe commit suicide, because Europe is our Europe. Europe is our Europe that we want to defend. And we don't only agree with the Italian government about the migration policy, but we also agree with the Italian government about the family policies, the pro-family policies they want to introduce in Italy. So good luck to Italy, to the Italian people. Hope you will have this family-friendly government. And I very much hope that together we can change Europe in a good sense. Thank you so much for your attention.